Alright, yo, what is going on, guys? It's Ant and welcome back to the channel. So today, if you couldn't already tell from the title, we're going to be doing a shiny only hardcore Nuzlocke on Pokémon X. It's been a very long time since I've last said that, but I'm finally back in my own country, so I can finally get back to working on some videos again. Guys, if you're new to the channel and you find yourself enjoying the content, do make sure you smash that big red button because there's a lot more content coming out now that I am back, and I'd love for you to stick around for it all as well. Also guys, some rules, they're going to flash up on your screen real quick. These are the rules that we're going to be playing with during the run. And yeah, with all that done, let's go get into things. So we go pick our name as Ant, and now what we're going to go do is we're also going to go shiny hunt our starter. So what I want to do is I want to get Froakie. And basically with this Froakie, what we're going to do is we're just going to go check its summary every time after we finish talking to these, and we're going to go check if it's a shiny. Now this is actually quite a tough one. It took a very long time. This took like, I don't even know how to explain how much this took because I don't know. I just know that I'd be shiny hunting for a couple hours here this day, and then I'd give up, and then I'd come back another day, like the next day after, and I'd do some more that day, some more hours, and it just still weren't coming, and it weren't coming, and it weren't coming. It was just repeating this process for so long. It's got to have took over a week, 100%. Probably like a week and a half. I don't even know. Like, we'd be shiny hunting, let's say, like on and off for 4 hours this day, 4 hours that day, 4 hours of that day. 4 hours this day, 4 hours that day, 4 hours this day, and it just was not coming. So this took a very long time. And don't forget guys as well, I'm on about 3 times speed here, maybe 4 times speed, and we are getting maybe 2 encounters per minute. So this one actually sucked. This is why I hate shiny hunting on Pokemon X, but eventually we do manage to get this. So after about a day or two, after finally getting our shiny starter, we had to go look for another Pokemon because we was definitely not getting past the first gym leader with just Froakie. So I started looking around once again in this area because I wanted to try and get a flying type. And we ended up finding a Fletchling, and Fletchling here is perfect for us, so I'm going to go chip damage it a tiny bit, and then we're going to go capture this as well. And with this caught, we've got our second member of the party. We level everybody up to the level cap, and we go get in the fight. So she starts off with a Surskit here, and Surskit will go down to 2 pecks. So we take this down. Her next Pokemon then is a Vivillon, and she likes to spam potions. It survives on 1 HP as well, of course. So now I'm going to have to go make a switch. So what I do is I go make this switch over into my Froakie here. So the Vivillon kept trying to take us down, but Froakie's HP happened to just be too much for the Vivillon. We was able to go hit this with some Pro moves like Quick Attack, take this down, and with that done, we can move on. So from here, we get all the way up into Lumoy City, and we're now going to try and shiny hunt the Bulbasaur. Now again, this is also like the shiny starter. There's like fucking 2 years worth of dialogue to actually get to this point. So I wasn't actually going to try it too much. It's sort of like my other run that I did on this game. But yeah, this was very similar to my Pokemon X shiny only randomizer as well, where I tried to shiny hunt this and I ended up skipping it because it takes about 2 years to finally get to the point where you can pick your Pokemon, because you have to battle Sycamore, then you have to go through all this dialogue, and then you can finally check your Pokemon, and you get probably like an encounter every like 1 every 2 minutes. I don't even know. It's horrible. This is probably the worst shiny hunt you can do. But I was trying it anyway because you know what it's like. I'll try it for a couple hours, maybe a day or 2, and then I'll eventually give up. But you know what? It's actually quite nice as well because we tried it for like maybe 2 times as 6 hours, and we ended up actually getting it as well. So I was very surprised with this actually because it come pretty fast. After this, yeah, we go and manage to evolve our Froakie into Frogadier because our level cap has increased. We also go evolve our Fletchling into a Fletchlinda, and then after this as well, because of our level cap being so high, we can also go evolve our newly got Bulbasaur into an Ivysaur. On his same route here, we go get into a fight with Tiano, and we go take down his only Pokemon with the use of 2 moves. So that's done. After this, now we're also going to shiny hunt a little more, see what we can find. And we actually don't find nothing. I really wanted a Honedge. I really did, and I tried this for so much, but I think Bulbasaur took up all my shiny luck because this was not coming. And I really wanted this for the next gym as well. But I looked everywhere and nothing was coming. I was honestly on this like maybe 2 days just On and off, shiny hunting, nothing come, so I gave up. After this, now at the end of a route as well, we also go get into another fight with Tiana and Trevor. They send out a Corphish and a Pikachu. Pikachu goes down pretty easily through some double up attacks from both Fletchlinda and Fletchling. Flabebe after will go down to an Ember 2. And Corphish finally also goes down, and with that done, that's this fight finished. So now we move on into Grant. And Grant, we made a pretty dumb decision. So for some reason, I decided I wasn't going to go get another Pokemon because I was so sick of shiny hunting at this point that I just decided to go in there. So we start off with Frogadier, we go for 2 Water Pulses and take this down. But that also hit us with a Thunder Wave, so now we're not faster than the Tyrant when we go for this hit. We also miss out on our Torrent boost by like the tiniest bit as well with this Water Pulse, so that didn't help. But with this now, it means I'm going to have to switch. So I knew that I was in trouble here because I underestimated this gym so much. To the point where I knew I had 2 chances, maybe 3 chances, to go and inflict a burn on Tyrant to secure the win. It's a 30% chance. And we actually managed to get it as well. So that took us out a bit of a tight corner because that could have went really bad from there. But now with this, even with a double super effective Rock Tomb, I survive the attacks and I can just keep roosting. I'm just going to keep letting it burn and take some damage away and keeping myself healthy. But now after 2 Rock Tombs, I'm not going to be faster, so I switch. It luckily also happens on a heal as well, but because the Tyrant's burned, it's not going to do much. I set up a Leech Seed on this turn, and we're just going to stall it down till it's in very low life. We're going to go for a Razor Leaf this turn, and this will be enough to finish off a Tyrant and win the fight. And with that done, that's Grant defeated. Now after that sort of close encounter with Grant, I knew I was going to have to look for another shiny to keep myself safe. So I started looking in this area just above the town that the gym's in. And luckily for us as well, Ivysaur has Sweet Scent, so we can get as many hordes as we want. But it's actually not even a horde when we find our next shiny, so we was looking around for a while, and a Golett ended up appearing. So what I decide I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a tiny bit of chip damage on this with my Ivysaur, and then we're going to go capture this with a Great Ball. And with this done, we move on. So we get all the way up into, I think, Geosenge Town, maybe? I'm really not good with the names no more, especially in this game. I'm sure I was like this in my last video as well on this game, but what we end up doing is we get into the fight with Korrina. We go for 2 Magnitudes, 1 Magnitude taking down the first Lucario, and a 2nd Magnitude taking down the 2nd one after that as well. And with that done, that's Korrina defeated, so we move on once again. And we go get into a battle with Serena here. We knock down the Meowstic onto very low life, make a switch over into our Fletchlinda, and we go take down the Meowstic. Absol then comes out after. And our plan here is we're going to just keep roosting every turn whilst we try to get him to inflict a burn on our Flame Body. We end up getting it as well after a few turns. And now we can just let him go down to his burn. So with that done, now that's 2 Pokemon down. And then Quilladin comes, which goes down to 2 Embers. And with that done, that's Serena defeated. So we can now move on up into the gym, actually against Korrina once again. So what's nice about this gym is, with our Golett, we're literally like not getting hurt against any of their Pokemon. So what my idea here is, because Machoke keeps going for a Leer, I'm going to keep getting chip damage, and then I'm also going to go for an Iron Defense, which gives me +2, while Leer keeps taking away +1. So what happens is we actually go for another Shadow Punch. It critical hits a Machoke and takes it down. And now we're just going to try and do the same thing to Hawlucha. And Hawlucha once again also has no moves that can affect me. So we chip it all the way down into very low life. They use a potion. We do it once again. And then we take it down and defeat Korrina for the 3rd gym badge. With our level cap at level 32. Our Ivysaur then goes and evolves into a Venusaur. And we also go get into another fight with Serena. So I'm leading Venusaur here for some reason, I'm not sure why. So I end up switching my Venusaur over into Spitfire. We go for a quick attack and take down the Meowstic. And then after this, we're also doing what we did against the Absol last time. So we're stalling it down till we inflict a burn. And with this now, we can go finish this off with Fly. So we take this down. And another Fly straight after. We'll also take down a Quilladin. With this done though, we've beaten Serena, so we go get up in the 4th gym and get into the fight with gym leader Ramos. So they start off with a Jumpluff, and we go take this down with a Fly. Straight up after this, they've got a Go-Goat, which survives on very low HP and heals. So what I'm going to do here is to keep Spitfire alive. I'm going to go for 2 Roosts myself and put myself back up to full life. And with this, I'm actually deciding that I want to go and try for a burn. But right now, I can also take away turns from it as well. So I do go for a Fly too for the more damage. And with this, we actually put it into very low life too. So we know we're actually going to go take this down. So we go for 2 flies, take down the Go-Go. Then after this, it's another 1 shot to the Weeping Bell. We take this down. And with that done, that's Ramos defeated. We also hit level 35. So our Fletchling goes and evolves into a Talonflame. And with this done, we move on once again. Our level cap's now raised once again. It goes to 37, so we can go evolve our Frogadier over into Greninja. And now we're going to go fight some Team Flare people. So what we do here is we go take down the Houndoom very easily with a 2-shot. And then after this, we go get into the next fight with Aliana. So Aliana is also going to get 2-shot on her Mightyena. So now with this done, we've got to go get into the fight with Clemont. So what we're going to do to start off this is we're going to go Mega Evolve our Venusaur up against the Emolga. And we're also going to go plant a Leech Seed on the first turn. Because the idea here is that I'm going to go switch over into Gollet. I'm going to go be able to heal myself up with a bunch of Leech Seeds. And I'm also going to be using Iron Defenses as well to make sure that attack isn't doing too much damage to me. And with this done, we're able to go take down the Emolga without much difficulty. But then after this with Heliolisk, we know what move it wants to use. So we're going to go switch back over into our Venusaur, set up another Leech Seed. And we're just going to take a bit more HP back from this as well. It actually does hit us with a critical hit there, so it puts us onto quite bad HP. But it's fine. We go take down the Heliolisk and now Magneton as well, which is also not going to survive 2 Petal Dances even though it resists. So we're going to go for that twice, take down this Magneton, and with that done, that's Clemont defeated for the 5th gym badge. Following up after this, I did feel like I needed another Pokemon in that fight, so I start shiny hunting again. Once again in Route 6 as well, because I did want a shiny Honedge, but it really still did not want to come. I think shiny Honedge just looks really cool. I really wanted it for at some point in my run, but it would not come at all. So after a couple more hours looking here, I decided to give up and started going and using my Venusaur's Sweet Scent in another area here to try find some shinies. And still, it took a very long time. Shiny hunt in the area using Sweet Scent. If there's no shiny in the area, we'd leave and start again. It's been a very long time since I've had my last shiny, so hopefully one was going to come soon is what I thought in my mind, especially that I wanted another one. And I actually didn't want Wingull as well. I wanted a Mareep. And we ended up not getting a short straw because after looking for a while, we ended up finding this. After now our newly caught Mareep would immediately evolve into a Fluffy. And then from there, we're also going to do some more training to get him up to the same level as everybody else. And it evolves into an Ampharos. So with this done, now we have to go get into another fight with Serena. And I was leading Ampharos here because I was training it, but that's all fine. So I go make a switch over into Talonflame after it puts up a light screen. And we go take this down with a Fly. Next up now comes an Absol. We set up the burn on it as we always do. And we just spam Roost so we get our HP back. And the Absol goes down. And then after this, Chestnut comes, which is 4 times weak to Fly. So we hit that with this. Take it down with a 1-shot. And that's his fight finished. And with this fight finished, now we can go get into the 6th gym, which is against Valerie. So we go for a Thunderbolt. Morwhile survives on 1 HP and gets its HP restored. We then go take it down with a Thunderbolt. And then next up now we got Mr. Mime. Now Mr. Mime's quite tough, so I'm going to go hit this with a Confuse Ray. And then on the sidekick, if it does manage to get past the Confuse Ray, I switch into Greninja just to be safe. And now I know it's got a Fairy type move as well, which is probably going to go for. So I'll make this switch over into my Gollet. Gollet here actually takes quite a lot of damage too, so I do make the switch here into my Talonflame after. It hides itself in confusion once again, and from here we can go for a Fly and take it down. So now we just got Sylveon left, and Sylveon here wants to keep trying to be a bit of a nuisance, going for things like Charm to lower our attack. So we go make the switch over into Venusaur, Mega Evolve, Petal Dance, take down the Sylveon, and that's this gym fight finished. Now, in the Pokeball Factory, we've got even more Team Flare people to fight, but because they've only really got like 2 Pokemon, 1 Pokemon, we're not going to really show every single move and stuff like that. It's so easy to get through it. Not a problem at all. We're going to go spam our Power Gems and take down the Lipard, and when that finally goes down now, we're also going to go double up on the Manectric, and this will go down to a Psychic from her Meowstic. I've actually forgot the name of this cave right now. We're also in another fight with some Team Flare people who've got very weak Pokemon that go down very quickly. So we go take down both her Pokemon. And now we're up against Mabel with just a Houndoom. 2 Thunderbolts here will take this down, and that's that fight finished. And with that done, we move on and go get into another fight with Serena. So up against Serena now, she starts off by hitting a Talonflame with a fake out. They get the burn damage from it, and we can go finish this off with 2 acrobatics. After this, her Vaporeon comes out, so we go and make the switch over into Venusaur. I don't know what was happening here when we made the switch, because Serena decided to use Aurora Beam for some reason, but you know, that happened. But either way, we go Mega Evolve, and we go for a Petal Dance and take down Vaporeon. After this, Absol comes. Absol knows it's going to die, so we go for another Petal Dance here, take down the Absol, and then up against a Chestnut, we're going to make a switch over into Ampharos. Ampharos is going to take the Seed Bomb, and then we're also going to go make the switch over to Spitfire after. Take another Brick Break, which doesn't do much damage. Acrobatics, one shot, take this down. It's Serena defeated. With Serena defeated, we're now going to go get into the 7th gym fight of the run against Olympia. So Olympia here starts off with a Siglife, 2 Thunderbolts here, we'll take this down. And now against the Slowking, we've hit it with a Confuse Ray, and we've also gone and hit it with a Thunderbolt as well, which has paralysed it. And now, because I know it could be going for a Psychic here, I'm going to make the switch over into Greninja just to be safe. And with Greninja now, the light screens wore off. So we're trying to do a bit of chip damage. But what you notice here is it constantly keeps going for Yawn. Even if I switch, it goes for another Yawn. So I decide I'm going to find a Pokemon that I don't mind falling asleep. And I'm just going to go take down the Slowking. So we do that. Ampharos falls asleep. And now against the Meowstic, we're going to go make the switch over into Greninja to go and take a fake out. I thought maybe dodge a Psychic, that's fine though. We go for 2 more Surfs here, take down the Meowstic, and that's Olympia defeated. So with Olympia defeated, we go all the way back over to Lumoise, and we go get into a fight with Lysandre. So against Lysandre here, 1 Thunderbolt will take down the Mainfu. I know that Earthquake isn't going to kill me on my Ampharos, so we go for another Thunderbolt, and we go take down their Gyarados as well. Now, Pyroar comes next, and I know it's going for a fire attack, so I switch over into my Talonflame, and we go for 2 acrobatics and take this down. Murkrow comes after, it's another acrobatics there, we go take this down. And now we got some easy Team Flare members again, so we're going to go take down her 2 Pokemon and win this. Then the next one comes, and we're also going to take down their Bishop, and now we just got Mabel as well. So Mabel here is going to do quite a bit of damage to our Talonflame, but it's also going to go down to 2 acrobatics. And now we've got Zerosic as well. So Zerosic here is going to go down to a 1-shot crit from a Ampharos Thunderbolt. And then after this, we now got Lysandre too. Just like against the Mainfu, we're going to 1-shot this with a Thunderbolt. It was a crit, so we took that down. I knew I was going to survive the Earthquake on Gyarados again, so we go take that down with Ampharos as well. Then up against the Pyroar, we go make the switch over into our Talonflame, take a Fire Blast. It doesn't do way too much damage because of our typing. But after this, I'm also going to go make the switch over into my Golurk because it keeps using Hyper Voice and we're immune to that move. So I made the switch over into Golurk. I'll go for an Earthquake, finish off the Pyroar. Then after this, up against our Honchkrow, we go make the switch over into Venusaur. And then we also go make another switch straight after over into our Ampharos. This way we can go bait a Flying type attack. And from here then we can go for a Thunderbolt, take down the Honchkrow, and that's Lysandre 2 finished. So with that finished now, we get all the way to the end of the Team Flare hideout. And we go capture ourselves an Xerneas. Now, Xerneas actually sucks here because, unfortunately, we have to take it into our team for this fight. But we can't actually use it. So that means I'm going to have to go make a switch this fight. At the very start, it's fine though. Main Shao goes for a Sword Dance. And we go take this down with an acrobatics on the next turn. After this, Pyroar comes, so 2 acrobatics there, take this down. Then we also go get ourselves against a Honchkrow as well, which will go down to a burn that was inflicted by Talonflame. Now from here then, they send out Gyarados. I know they're going to go Mega Evolve and hit us with a water type attack, so I switch over into my Venusaur. And I go do the same. What I do here is, I go Mega Evolve, but quite stupidly, even though I knew I was going to take it down, I went for a Leech Seed just in case it didn't. There's playing safe and there's playing too safe, and I almost played way too safe that turn there because we could have lost Venusaur. But thankfully we survive, and then on the next turn we go take this down with a Petal Dance and we get through the fight. So after this, from here we now go get into a fight with Professor Sycamore once again, and we go for 2 moves on the Venusaur and take this down. Blastoise comes after, so we switch over into our own Venusaur. We're going to go Mega Evolve, hit it with a Leech Seed, and then from here we're also going to go switch over into our Ampharos, because Ampharos sets us up in a way where we can go take down the Blastoise. because it's not going to do too much damage here with Water Pulse. We just have to pray it don't confuse, which it don't. We can go take down the Blastoise here with a Thunderbolt. And with that done now, we're set up nicely against a Charizard. We can then go here for a Power Gem. 4 times super effective. Take down this and that's Sycamore defeated. So after this then on the bridge, we have to get into more unnecessary fights. So we're up against Shauna here. We go take down her Delcatty with a Petal Dance. Then after this we also go do a bit of chip damage on the Delphox because we can't switch. But then she also goes and switches that as well after doing a Carmine for some reason into Goodra for the Sap Sipper. But it doesn't matter because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go switch over into my Talonflame. I'm going to dodge the Earthquake that's incoming. We go for 2 Acrobatics, take this down. And now we've just got the Delphox left. So we're going to go Roost, take a bit of damage from the Psychic. Make the switch over into our Greninja, which also dodges the next Psychic. And from here we can go for a Surf, take down the Delphox and it's down. Now with the unnecessary fights, we now have to fight Tiano on the bridge as well, so that's fun. They start off with a Talonflame. I'm going to go immediately make the switch over into my Ampharos. Acrobatics won't do way too much because of this. We go take this down with a Thunderbolt. Roserade comes in after, so I'll go make the switch over into my Talonflame. And it's actually hitting me for quite a bit of damage, so I decided I was going to go get the burn and just keep roosting so I can keep myself nice and healthy before I go take this down as well. So we go take this down with an Acrobatics after. And now up against the Crawdaunt here, we go make the switch over into Venusaur. We Mega Evolve and we go take this down with a Petal Dance before getting into a fight now with Trevor as well. So Trevor here, we Mega Evolve, go take down their Raichu with a Petal Dance. And then up against the Aerodactyl as well, we also go take this down with a Petal Dance after taking a bit of damage. Now up against Florges here, we're going to go make the switch over into Talonflame. 2 Acrobatics is enough to take this down, and with that done, we get through the fight. I'm now starting to feel as well that I do need one more Pokemon. So we go into this area down here and we start looking about once again. I was doing things like looking with Sweet Scent, nothing was coming. I was also running around just to see if that would help. And it's quite nice actually, because out of all the Pokemon we could have got, we ended up finding this. Zoroark, the final Pokemon that we find, is the perfect Pokemon to help us in this run. So we're going to go capture this. We're going to go teach it some moves. And then we're also going to go into the next gym, which is an ice type gym. So this is going to work very nicely because I want to bait Energy Ball here because I don't want to get hit by no moves that could freeze me. So what I do here is I lead with Greninja. But it's not actually my Greninja, it's just an illusion. It's actually my new Zoroark. We go a Nasty Plot on the first turn, and with this then on the next turn we go for a 4 times super effective Flamethrower, and we go take down the Abomasnow. Now after this what comes out is a Cryogonal, and this also goes down to a 1-shot from Flamethrower. And then we also go do the same to Avalugg as well and sweep Wulfric's gym for the 8th gym badge. So now we head all the way up into Victory Road where we gotta go get into a fight with Serena. So she starts off here with our Meowstic. And we knock it down into half-life while it's using Psychic, and with this we use this as an opportunity to go switch over into our Greninja. And with this here we can go for a Surf and finish off a Meowstic. After this then we're now getting into a fight with our Altaria, so we go and make the switch back over here into our Talonflame, and 2 Acrobatics from here will be enough to take down the Altaria. After this then we got Vaporeon, so we go and make the switch over into Venusaur. It decides this time it doesn't want to use an Aurora Beam, which is nice. We got Mega Evolve, go for a Petal Dance, and we take down the Vaporeon. Next up after this, we've got her Chestnut, so we go and make the switch over into our Golett because it's going for some normal type moves. And then from here we go and make the switch over into our Talonflame to bait Seed Bomb. So we take the Seed Bomb with little to no damage. Acrobatics, 1-shot, take down the Chestnut, and then we got Absolute Survivors and very low life from 1 Acrobatics. But we go finish it off on the next turn with another. And with this done we can head all the way up into the Pokemon League. Our first battle as well in the Pokemon League is against Wickstrom. So Wickstrom here does use a Torment, which kind of sucks on our Illusioned Zoroark. So what we're going to do is we're going to Nasty Plot the first turn, Then we're also going to go take this down with a flamethrower. On the next turn again, we are forced to nasty plot, but it's okay because it uses King's Shield. And then on the next turn, we can go take this down. Sizzle comes in after, so we're going to nasty plot once again because we're forced to. It goes for a Night Slash, which we do resist, so it doesn't do much damage. We then go take it down with a flamethrower, and then after this against a Probo Pass, it's just a spam of flamethrowers and our Grass Knot to finally take it down because Wolfric kept healing it after it hit Sturdy. With Wickstrom defeated, we go move on into the next room, and that is against Elite Four Sibold. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it doesn't matter because Ampharos will go one-shot his Clauncher, and then we'll take an Earthquake, which we know doesn't kill us, so we go for another Thunderbolt there, take down his Gyarados. After this, we do take a Stone Edge, which could have done pretty bad if it crit. I think we still would have survived though, so it's all good. We then go for a Thunderbolt, take this down, and I know Starmie will kill us, so I do make the switch here over into my Venusaur, but this isn't actually Venusaur. This is an Illusion Venusaur. So what we do here is then we go for a Dark Pulse, take down a Starmie, and it's Sibold defeated. Then we're going to go move on into the next room against Drasna. Sorry if I'm talking really fast as well, the clips are so quick, so I'm trying to commentate them as they're going on. But yeah, against Drasna here, we are going to go lead with a Talonflame, but again, this is our new Zoroark. It's not actually so new to me at this point, but it might be new to you guys. But it's because I want it to go for Thunderbolt while I try and set up. All we had to hope for was that Thunderbolt would not power us, which very luckily it doesn't. We set up a nasty plot and go to +2. Now from this, we can then go for a move, but it doesn't actually kill, so I'm going to nasty plot on the heal once again after this, and from there we can go for another Dark Pulse, take this down, another Dark Pulse after on the Altaria takes this down, and then another Dark Pulse after this on the Druddigon will also take this down, and then they've got Noivern, which I know is quicker than me, so I'm going to go make the switch over into my Greninja. We're going to go take the Dragon Pulse that it uses on this, and then on the next turn we are faster, so we're going to go for an Ice Beam, 4 times super effective, take down the Noivern, and that's Drasna defeated. Moving us on into the 4th room against Malva, the fire type trainer. So what she does here is she starts off with her Pyroar, and because Pyroar's main attacks don't actually affect us except from Flamethrower, we're going to be able to keep setting up nasty plots up against the Pyroar to go get through this, because they're going to keep using things like Noble Roar because they think we're a physical Pokemon. What happens here is I get all the way up to +4, and then I know there's a heal coming, so I set up another nasty plot after on the Pyroar, and we go take this down with another Dark Pulse. After this then we go get hit by a Flare Blitz from the Talonflame, get put into a 3rd life, and from here then we go for another Dark Pulse, take down the Talonflame. After that we also get a Torkoal, which goes down to a Dark Pulse. And then lastly we got Chandelure, who also goes down to a Dark Pulse, and with that done, that's all 4 of the Elite Four trainers done, meaning we can now go get into the fight with the champion Diantha. So Diantha here is going to start off with Hawlucha, and once again I'm going to start off with my Talonflame. Now this is actually my Talonflame this time, so we go for an Acrobatics, take down their Hawlucha, and because I know a Head Smash is coming straight after from the Tyrantrum, we go make the switch over into our Golurk, take this hit, and we go take it down with an Earthquake. Aurorus comes out once after, and this is also a one-shot to another Earthquake, so we also go take this down too. After this then we got a Gorgeous, so I go make the switch here over into my Venusaur, but this is actually not my Venusaur, as you could probably already tell. We go for a nasty plot here, take the Ghost type move, which doesn't do too much damage, and then we go set ourselves up to +4 on our nasty plot. It also goes and adds us this Trick or Treat here, so now we're Ghost type, which means I think we lose Stab. So up against the Goodra here, I do try and take it down, but it doesn't do enough. What I know from this is though, is that she's going to heal, so I'm going to go put myself to +6. We're also going to go for another Dark Pulse on the next turn, take down the Goodra, and then we're also going to go take down her Mega Evolved Gardevoir on the next turn with another Dark Pulse. And with that done, that's Diantha defeated, meaning that we've beaten the challenge and we've beaten a run. Guys, I really hope you've all enjoyed this video. It took a very, very long time to make, so if you did enjoy, please do show me some love down in the comments and up on the ratings and stuff, because it really means a lot. Also, again, if you're new to the channel and you found that you've enjoyed the content, I would love it it if you'd smash that big red button, because I would love for you to stick around for future content. Again, I plan to make a lot more now again, since I'm finally back from my holiday or vacation, whichever you want to call it. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more that I'm going to be working on now that I am back. And with everything I've wanted to say off my chest now, I just want to say, guys, thank you for all the support, and I will see you all in another video very soon. Peace out, guys.